In A Link to the Past, prize packs are groups of items that drop when you defeat enemies. The game tracks these by grouping the enemies and then assigning different packs to them. And every time you defeat an enemy from that group, you have a 50% chance of getting an item drop from their prize pack. Every time you get an item drop from their prize pack, the counter in the memory of the game advances to the next slot. So the next drop you'll get from that group is the next prize, and so on until eventually it wraps around to the beginning. Here are the groups and their default prize packs in the vanilla game, and then in randomizer these packs are jumbled up and assigned to different groups, and you won't know what they are when you start the seed, but generally you can tell from the first drop that you get from one of these groups. When you see the first drop, you can kind of tell what the pack will be for that group for the rest of the game. The only exception is if the first one is a small heart, you're not sure if it's going to be the one with just small hearts and green rupees, or if it's the fairy pack and the magic decanter and all that. So usually if you see the small heart first, you need the second item to be totally sure. Something to note is that this internal counter is reset back to 0 if you save and quit the game or if you do a hard reset. But if you die and you save and continue, it's maintained. So if you're doing like an escape and you really need to get to the bomb slot of a prize pack, if you die, make sure you save and continue and just keep killing those enemies, and eventually you'll get to the bombs or the magic, whatever you might need. Some other exceptions to point out are the Pengators and Gibdos and Dancing Pickles, or whatever their names are. They're in a special pack where if you freeze any enemy with the Ice Rod and then hammer them, you're going to get whatever their pack is instead of whatever the pack is that belongs to the enemy that you froze. Another one is the Hinox and Stalfos Knight and whatever. Their pack drops items at 100%. So every kill there will always drop the next item in their pack. The important thing to also know about is the stun prize, where if you stun an enemy with either boomerang or the hook shot and then you kill them, you're always going to get the stun prize, which is a totally separate item. And you'll always get it every single time. It's not 50%. And it doesn't matter what their pack is of what enemy it is. If you stun them, you're always getting the stun prize. So how do you keep track of all this? I had the exact same question when I was taught all this information. And to keep track of it while I was playing a seed, I built a prize pack tracker, and it's hosted at prize.shortskates.com. And you can keep that open while you're playing, and you can click on it. Once you identify what prize pack a group has, you can select it, and then you'll be able to reference it while you're playing, and it makes it really easy to keep track of, especially who's in the fairy pack, who's in the magic pack, and that's very useful, especially as you get into the GT climb.